Sunday night, right across the street from where I'm staying right now, the world's most famous arena had yet another all-time game as the Rangers beat their rival Penguins 4-3 in OT when Artemi Panarin's CNI shot beat Tristan Jarry 4:46 into overtime. It's the first time a team has had 3 consecutive comeback wins in elimination games within the same series ever. Biz, I know you wanted to talk about this huge part of the game. Alexis Lafreniere goes down with Marcus Pettersson.
I got him. That's not the only one I want to talk about.
Okay.
Hey, this was one of the best hockey games I've ever watched.
Unbelievable hockey game. But the Rangers are 100% still Fugazis.
Yes, Biz.
I fucking hate the Rangers. The fact that they're fucking celebrating this after playing a third-string goalie with Pittsburgh missing arguably their best defenseman, as Murley would say. I would put Letang first, but missing Dumoulin. They were missing Raquel, missing Crosby for a couple important games. Buddy, how many fucking calls did they get handed over? That Rodriguez call on Lindgren was the worst fucking call I've ever seen in playoffs in my entire life. He gets crossed.
Mike Sullivan said it was yeah, I know.
Fuck that. Ahead. Fuck Mike Sullivan if that's what he thinks. He's a fucking traitor. Tell him to fucking shut his fucking pie hole. Rodriguez gets cross-checked in the back from behind. They're up 2-0. You know the fucking referees are going to give Pittsburgh one. You just know it. Everybody kept saying that Rodriguez got up and retaliated. Wrong. If you don't have Twitter and you're telling me I'm wrong, go look at my fucking tweet. I had Nick Olchek, who's been helping us behind the scenes at TNT, pull up the clip and show everybody. Lindgren got up and played the puck twice. He poked at it and then shot it up the wall. What did Rodriguez do after he got cross-checked for behind into the wall, which they should have been going on the power play? He gets up and then he finishes his hit. He doesn't hit him high. He hits him in the shoulder. He out-muscles him. And that fucking referee, I don't even know what the fuck his name is. He shouldn't have been reffing. He should be fucking reffing ECHL games. He calls the retaliation penalty. And then you see Mike Sullivan like rolling his eyes on the bench for the retaliation. It's like, I get it. In the moment, you're probably like, they're looking for one. Fuck you, man. He got up. He didn't bitch about the non-call. And then he went and finished his own hit of his own. So they fucking hand him a goal. What happens? 5 seconds into that power play, Zibanejad decides to show up to the series. Now, credit to him. He was so clutch in the last 2 games. Like, he's the only reason that they're still alive and breathing. And then going to fucking game 7, there were a few other bullshit calls too. But the fact that they're fucking gloating in that stupid Avery not Sean Avery. What's his full name? I don't even know.
Avery Zaretsky.
Biggest fucking joke going, the fact that they won this series. And Jarry had to play with a broken foot because Louis Domingue couldn't stop a fucking beach ball. That goal that Kreider got.
Worst ever.
The worst. He shot it from the fucking blue line. It was going over the net. Just let it go. And then the other goal, the second goal that they scored in fucking game 6 was bullshit too. So if they would have had a goalie and I'll hand it over to you, Whit. I'm so frustrated. Do you agree with me that call on Rodriguez was complete bullshit? And they had to gift wrap the series just to push it to game 7 to get escrow over and done with for MSG ticket prices?
Yeah, I mean, I think Rodriguez would probably say, looking back, he wished he didn't even go near him, though. It's just, like you said, like they're just looking. But once I saw, your Twitter videos of Lindgren actually playing the puck, I was like, wow. In the end, it wasn't just a random push or shove. It was like the guy had actually just played the puck. So I was shocked by that. But more than anything, I'm with you that Rangers fans are so cocky and talking all this shit. It's like, dude, you beat a depleted team. You beat what I said was like the worst goalie in the playoffs. Like, Domingue seems like a great guy, but holy shit. I mean, this guy isn't even an NHL goalie. And they took you to 7 games, dude. And the goal by Kreider was just so deflating in game 6 because
they were dominating.
The Pens had played a great game. Now, if you go up and you get the lead in all these games, it's really hard to look back. And Shesterkin, he shut the door when he had to. But even in game 7, like the Keandre Miller goal, what an awful break. I think, did it go in off
Matheson had an incredible series.
Yeah.
He had some bad luck. I want to say 3 or 4 goals ended up hitting his skate before going in throughout the whole series. Now, Whit, I know I mentioned last podcast, one of the worst rules, if not the worst rule in the NHL, is when the referee calls the 5 just so he can get the replay on it, but then has to call 2. All right, you were bringing it up. Rule. And the fact that Lafreniere, and keep in mind, when I'm bitching about the Rodriguez situation, I don't even need Lindgren to get the penalty there. I just don't need you to call a bullshit penalty on Rodriguez. Just like I don't want to call on Lafreniere. Why the fuck does he have to leave the ice and isn't allowed to play the puck when Lafreniere didn't need to? The puck had already left. The battle was already done. He puts him in a headlock and rips his helmet off. Now, some people were saying, oh, well, you could just like bend over and grab your helmet and put it back on. Oh, yeah, you're just going to stop in the midst of the play, take your glove off. And the problem with that is, well,
the chin strap was still on.
The chin strap is still done up. So
Can't
you
get
got
it
to
on.
undo the chin strap, put your helmet on. Oh, yeah, good call there, man. There goes 15 seconds, and then you're right back in the same exact situation you would have been anyway. So it's the NHL. I don't know who overthought this and decided that this should be a rule. Hey, if the guy wants to stay out there and play without a helmet, McTavish did it for many years, and he's fine.
I got to do it, I think, 2 or 3 times. It was like the coolest moments of my career.
The best.
Getting your helmet knocked off, and I got horrible hair. Imagine having great fucking hair, and you get to skate around with no helmet. In the playoffs in Game 7, where you'll do anything to make a play. I thought Marino's taking a lot of heat on that goal.
What do you?
I don't know.
No.
He sees a guy open in the middle, takes an awful bounce, and maybe you want to keep it on the wall, and why go to the middle? 5 minutes left, Game 7. I understand that, but that's a bang bang play for a lot of players in the NHL, and the ability to see the guy in the middle that usually kind of really eliminates pressure. It's a way to kind of get out of the zone quicker, and all of a sudden, when you take away the walls, the middle's open. What happens? It takes a brutal bounce, but still doesn't even go right to Zibanejad. Goes in the corner where Kopp makes a hell of a backhand pass. Zibanejad buries it. But people are all over Marino in terms of awful giveaway, lost the game. It's like, I wouldn't even count that as a giveaway. It was like he was trying to make a play. It took a bad deflection. But going back to why he's even in the position to be like rushing and not having any guy open is Pettersson having to get off the ice is a joke. And I don't know when that rule changed, but I'm guessing the players would have had to agree to that already, right?
I'm not sure what player safety or the union comes in on that, because I think it's foolish too. It's understandable for a goalie, but for a fucking forward or defenseman to have
goalie, they blow the whistle.
Right.
So if you're gonna blow the whistle for goalie, which makes sense, allow a player to compete to win a battle, to win a series with no helmet on. Who cares?
Easier said than done on the Marino situation. And the way to describe it is Kopp was down low. The wall was clogged up. Anytime in the defensive zone, as you see that replay, the weak side defenseman net front is the play. And McGinn makes a great play as well, because he notices that happen and he actually drops down a little bit to become available on the weak side as well. So even if the angle to Letang wasn't there, he could have passed it to McGinn. Guys, you got to make plays. You got to make plays. It was a bad bounce. I think it actually hit his own teammate when he tried to make the play. You said goes right to Kopp and Zibanejad. He couldn't have been more clutch in Game 6 and 7 for that team.
3 points in Game 7.
I want to give a credit to where it's due. Keandre Miller, hell of a Game 7, second most ice time lug. This guy's a young stud defenseman. He's the one who makes the play to get that power play in overtime. Defensive zone. He stays up on McGinn, stick on puck. He gets that breakaway speed. I thought he was going to get a penalty shot.
That's what's bullshit. That was a fucking penalty shot. And Pittsburgh Penguins fans would much rather have Keandre Miller getting a penalty shot than a power play. That was bullshit. I don't know why. I swear to God, if Pittsburgh had touched the puck right away, I think Sutherland's pointing to center ice and it's a penalty shot. But because it was like 30 to 40 seconds, at that point, it's like, all right, power play. I'm convinced if that's a bang, bang whistle after he gets hooked, he's going penalty shot. That is the definition of penalty shot. A hook where the player does not have the chance to get a shot on net. And you get that Rangers power play out there where shout out Panarin. I thought he was horse shit. He looked fucking disinterested. Merle's in classic fashion with me, Migs, and Merle's chat, the We Love Action chat. He says, Panarin's fucking horrible right now. So slow.
He's been brutal. He's been brutal for all that money he's making in a series like that. He's been brutal. But to go back to the helmet rule, that's been in Europe ever since I started playing over here.
Oh, really?
Shocker.
So you see a guy like Pettersson, a Swede, maybe that's embedded into his head that he has to go off the ice. So he didn't even attempt to maybe put the helmet on. So that could be part of that.
Straight instincts. You know what I think changed the series, boys? Ryan Reeves in the locker room announcing the lineup, screaming at guys, screaming in guys' faces, basically saying, if you don't get the job done, I'm going to pull you out back and beat the fucking wheels off you. And they did. I don't think Shesterkin was that good. He did make some massive clutch saves in game 7, though. And credit to Pittsburgh, even in game 6, without Sid in the lineup, without Raquel in the lineup, without Dumoulin in the lineup, and playing with a fucking e-bug. They did such a good job of executing their game plan of eating pucks along the wall in the offensive zone, going low to high, simplifying their game, and doing everything they could in order to outshoot and outplay the New York Rangers team, who everybody's been stroking off all season long. As I said before as we got going in the segment, I think they're fucking frauds. I think they gave up way too many high danger scoring chances to a depleted lineup. And I think that the Carolina Hurricanes are going to fucking bend them over, no spit, no lube, sandpaper finish. And yeah, I'm going to wear that jersey on national television, Avery, but I think they're going to get worked in 5 games.
Yeah,
and I can't fucking wait.
Maybe you can just throw a load in his jersey when you're done, when you get back to the hotel.
I'm going to wipe my cornhole with it the entire rest of the trip.
We'll get to the previews in a little bit, but Biz, your coworker, Jen Botterill, I thought she got up a great point that Coho backed her up on, was like Pettersson had the option of actually putting his helmet on. Now, I know you mentioned the chin strap aspect, but I think fans think they automatically have to go right to the bench, but they do have the option of putting their helmet back on, which I didn't know that. And I think a lot of other fans probably didn't know that.
Yeah, it's definitely a great point. But as I said, the way that his helmet was ripped off
right
behind the net when the puck was nowhere near him, that should have been a penalty. That wasn't, and I'm okay with it not being a penalty.
Also, look at the Rangers, though. Like, you got Zibanejad, Kreider, Kopp all played awesome. Panarin was shit. I didn't notice Kakko at all. I didn't notice Strome at all. I didn't notice Lafreniere that much.
He had a strong series, Lafreniere.
Yeah, I mean, I guess. I don't know. Like, I think Carolina beats him too. I hope so.
Chris Kreider passed Mark Messier on the Rangers' all-time list for playoff game-winning goals with his 8th. Pretty cool moment for such an old team. And another highlight with Kreider, Biz, when Mika was going to look at the tablet of his breakaway that he missed on, and fucking Kreider just took it and chucked it. There was some pretty funny memes people made online. Said this
was after he hit the post on the backhand, and Kreider's like, yeah, we're not watching your misses. We're gonna just focus on the ones you're gonna make. And sure as shit, that fucking guy is a Zibanejad bumping out hits, scoring fucking big goals. God damn it.
Yeah, that's what I do, Biz, when you go to play the Fugees on the tunes. Take the tablet and chuck it. Also, Sid did get back for game 7. He was concussed, and Tristan Jarry, like we said, he got back in as well. But tough break for the Pens. But either way, moving right along here.